What if watching a simple miniseries could derail your wedding plans? Sounds like a bad rom-com, right? Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Allie, your resident ghost hunter and professional pattern spotter. I'm feeling like way too caffeinated and very ready to rattle Brianne's skeptic cage today.
And I'm Brianne, your friendly neighborhood psychologist, with a minor in rolling my eyes. I brought science, sarcasm, and a cup of tea that is, honestly, stronger than my patience for haunted wedding cakes.
Welcome to the Veil, Unsolved and Unbelievable, where we chase the shivers and argue about whether they're ghosts or just, anxiety. Okay, so check this out. Today's topic is the wedding week omen.
Great. Nothing says romance like superstition and a spreadsheet of red flags.
Here's what went down. We're talking about the Netflix miniseries, Something Very Bad is Going to Happen, created and showrun by Haley Z. Boston. It's a psychological horror with mystery vibes, and it dropped March 2026. The premise is razor clean. Rachel and Nikki are engaged, and 1 week before the ceremony, something blows up their plans. Camilla Marone is Rachel, Adam DeMarco is Nikki. Then the family web gets, gnarly. Jeff Wilbush as Jules, Gus Burney as Portia, Carla Crome as Nell, Sawyer Fraser as Jude. Nikki's parents are played by Ted Levine as Boris and Jennifer Jason Leigh as Victoria. You also get Amanda Fix as Benjamin and Zlatko Buric as an ominous figure called The Witness. Rachel's side is loaded too. Victoria Pedretti shows up as Alexandra Harkin, credited as Larry Poole survivor, which, that label screams there's a past event wrapped around her. Josh Hamilton plays Jay Harlan, also called The Intruder, plus Logan Miller as Young Jay. The energy is all about secrets, survival, and, seriously, a lot of family doors you maybe keep locked for a reason. Behind the scenes, the Duffer Brothers are executive producers alongside Boston, Hilary Levitt, Andrea Sperling, and Veronica Tofilska, who plan to direct 4 episodes. Filming ran January through May 2025 in Toronto, which gives the show an uncanny Anywhere America look with chilly edges. Critics dug it. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 83% based on 36 reviews, and Metacritic lands at 65 out of 100 on 21 reviews. So, generally favorable with some delicious debate baked in. Now the omen. Fans started calling it the wedding week omen. The belief goes like this. If you start the miniseries within 7 days of your real wedding, weirdly specific disruptions start stacking up. People report caterers backing out at the last minute, lights flickering exactly at 1:17 a.m., and out-of-the-blue messages from estranged parents. It mirrors the show's exact setup. A wedding derailed 1 week out. And because it's a miniseries, people binge it in a week, syncing their calendar to the story's clock. Isn't that bananas?
Bananas is one word. Another is predictable. If you tell anxious people to look for omens in a week of wedding admin, they'll find them. Sorry, not sorry.
Back to the story. I want to walk you through a composite of reports we've seen floating around. DMs, forum posts, voice notes. Picture this. Someone hits play exactly a week before their ceremony. The fiancé conks out by episode 2, but they keep watching, eyes ping-ponging between the show and their seating chart. At 1:17 a.m., the room blips dark for 1 heartbeat, then back. On screen, Rachel checks her countdown clock. They shrug. Power grids hiccup, right?
Right. Nighttime load balancing, neighborhood transformers, someone's AC kicking on. Electricity is not a ghost's calling card. It's just electricity.
Day 6. RSVPs finally come in and our viewer is feeling smug lining up place cards. Then a burner email pings with a subject line only, "Call your father. They haven't spoken in 4 years." Delete. On screen, the intruder lurks at the edge of a family photo, face turned away like he's listening for his cue. The parallel is grossly on the nose.
Anonymous emails are like weeds. Also, weddings are literal magnets for estranged parents, making last-minute, deeply inconvenient moves. Humans intrude, That's the brand.
Day 5. The bakery leaves a voicemail at 3:26 p.m., saying their oven failed inspection and the cake is delayed. That night, a Toronto street shot pops up. Same graffiti tag our viewer swears they snapped on a trip years ago. Same rusty fire hydrant bloom. Heart rate spikes. The show just tipped its hat at their memories.
Toronto doubles as everything. If you've ever walked a city, you've seen 1,000 near twins of the same alley. Your brain stitches coincidence into destiny because it's bored and caffeinated.
Night 4. 1:17 a.m. again. Phone buzzes. Unknown number leaves a voicemail. It's breathing and there's a single word under it. Witness. Our viewer tries to rationalize, but the word lands like a thumb through paper. On the show, Burrich's character is literally called the Witness. That's not subtle.
Scam robocalls, spoofed voicemails, and yes, creepy one-word nonsense exist. Also, the moment you learn there's a character called the Witness, any unrelated data point with the word witness starts glowing. That's frequency illusion.
Day 2. Rehearsal dinner episode. The camera hangs on an unused doorway, and our viewer suddenly notices their own seating chart has one too many place cards. They toss the extra, then fish it out and write a name that doesn't belong anymore. They don't remember doing it. Final pre-wedding day. A small square of paper slides under their apartment door. No sender marks. Just one letter. V. They tell themselves it stands for vow, for victory, for anything but very.
Or it's the neighbour's note that got half sloshed under the wrong door. Or a vendor's sticky fell off a bouquet and someone tried to be helpful. And the extra place card is classic stress microamnesia. Sleep is a thing. Please do it.
Look, some believe this isn't random static. They point out the series literally weaponizes the 7-day countdown, and the miniseries format nudges you to match its clock. The character names are archetypes: the intruder, the witness, and then those exact roles show up in people's lives as emails, calls, sudden appearances. The vibe is that the story bleeds through and rearranges your week, just enough to make you flinch.
All right, counterpoint time. Weddings are stress factories with elevated cortisol, poor sleep, and overloaded schedules. When your brain is jittery, it hunts for patterns. Confirmation bias makes you bookmark the one email that fits the narrative and ignore the 50 that don't. The show primes you to expect sabotage 1 week out, so you notice every wobble and call it fate. That's expectancy effects and apophenia holding hands. Second, there's zero evidence the series does anything beyond storytelling. No live component, no interactive stunts, no ARG hooks. It's a complete miniseries, released March 2026, on Netflix in English, shot in Toronto. Critics praised the mood, 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Unnoted limitations, 65 on Metacritic. That's about craft, not causality. Third, social contagion. One viral post about the wedding week omen, and suddenly everyone's power flicker happens at exactly 1:17 a.m. because they only check the clock when the plot mentions time. Misses vanish, hits multiply. That's how folklore grows in the age of push notifications.
I hear you, but the clustering is weird. The 7-day window, the recurring 117, the father messages, the extra seat. It's not just like cold reading the universe. There's texture, and the show leans so hard on family shadows. Jennifer Jason Leigh and Ted Levine as these heavy, complicated parents, that when real parents pop up at the 11th hour, it feels like more than nerves. It feels echoed.
Echoes happen because stories tune our attention. You don't cause a thunderstorm by reading a poem about rain, but you do notice the smell of ozone because the poem put it in your head. That's media priming, not malevolent TV.
Or the poem called The Weather. I'm kidding. Mostly. Here's the deal. I don't think Netflix cursed your RSVP list, but I think some stories act like tuning forks. They make the week ring at a pitch you can't ignore. Some believe the wedding week omen is real, and at minimum, it's a real feeling. That feeling can bend choices, call old numbers, or make you write one extra name you swore you were done with.
The point is, your brain is a prediction machine and a meaning machine. Put it under wedding stress, give it a beautifully shot horror about derailed vows, and yes, it'll stitch coincidence into an omen quilt. But that's about us, not about haunted pixels.
So the question we can't shake is this. How much can a story change what's real for you this week, just by telling you where to look?
Watch the miniseries. It's tight, eerie, well acted. Camilla Morone and Adam DeMarco really sell the spiral. Enjoy the ride, but maybe don't start it exactly 7 days before your wedding, if you're twitchy.
All right, moving on. I'm going to spend the rest of my day not counting backward from 7, and maybe texting my mom to say hi before the universe does it for me.
I'm going to read power grid reports and eat leftover cake, which, by the way, never fails inspection in my kitchen. Thank you for hanging with us.
If you've had a wedding week omen moment, send it in. We want details. Until next time, keep your lights on, your mind open, and your questions loud.
This was The Veil. Unsolved and unbelievable. Question everything, including us. Bye.